a Beer.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast, Crack a Beer. We are three guys living in the Duluth Superior area that love beer and enjoy sampling new and local brews. We hope you enjoy listening and encourage you to start trying some of these great beers that Duluth has to offer. For today's show, we are featuring Bent Paddle Brewing Company and their 14-degree ESB Extra Special Amber Ale. And here's a little profile about Bent Paddle. Bent Paddle Brewing Company is a 30-barrel production craft brewery and taproom located in the beautiful Great Lakes port town of Duluth, Minnesota. The brewers of Bent Paddle Brewing Company use the amazing water of Lake Superior to brew the freshest and most dependable craft beer possible. Their flagship beers as well as specialty seasonal offerings are available in varied keg sizes as well as 12-ounce cans at bars, liquor stores, restaurants, and event facilities throughout Minnesota and beyond, as well as by the glass or 64-ounce growler to go in their on-site taproom. And here's a quick flavor profile of the 14-degree ESB Extra Special Amber Ale. Their well-rounded approach to the classic British ale. There's middle of the road and there's middle of the river. And if there's one thing that's important in the middle of a river, it's balance. Their ESB is incredibly well balanced with a slight toasted malt flavor, traditional British hop accents with just a hint of pine and citrus from the unexpected Amarillo dry hop. It has won some awards at the Great American Beer Festival. In 2015, it took home the Silver Award, and in 2014, the Bronze. Alcohol by volume is 5.6%, and IBU is 32. Gentlemen,
All right.
let's crack a
All
beer.
right, let's crack it. There we go.
It's really good.
Yeah, a little strong for my tasting, but
Yeah?
It's a little bitter, but
yeah, a little
still
bitter.
Pretty good though.
Yeah. Do you guys drink a lot of ambers, or?
Not really. I'm more of a light beer guy. Like, I'm more of a Coors fan, kind of like
Okay,
main
that's
established breweries. But I'll try something new once in a while. And
Yeah.
I like amber beer. I think it's pretty smooth and pretty good overall. There's a brewery in Blue Earth now in my hometown. They have a red ale that's kind of like an amber.
Oh,
ale.
okay.
That's really good. It's kind of tastes a little similar. It's kind of bitter. It has a little hoppiness to it.
Yeah.
So.
I'm kind of surprised at how bitter this one is. It's usually the ambers that's my go-to is if I go to a new bar or a new brewery, I'll try their amber just to see.
Yeah.
It's kind of the middle of the road, like they said in the profile.
It's pretty smooth usually.
Yeah, it's usually pretty smooth. This is a little bit different. It's kind of heading towards like a pale ale more than an amber ale.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take on it.
can definitely taste that flavor though once you put it right in your mouth, and it just tastes like a fruity kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yep. Those citrus.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of it. Like this, like the brands, like what else? Like what's it called? Like the long, like I don't like the Langenkugel kind of stuff.
Oh,
like
the
that.
Lineys?
Yeah, I don't like that kind of fruity beers, and I don't like the apple cider ones and stuff like that. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm more of a like hops. You have to have hops in beer.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes with the flavored beers, it's like if I want to drink lemonade, I just drink lemonade.
Right, yeah.
I don't want lemon flavored beer.
Right. We in the fridge actually, right here in the studio, we have the Leinenkugel's Berry Weiss
Ugh.
and the what's their normal one, Honey Weiss.
A honey vice.
And we were out at Gronk's restaurant and bar in Superior,
Mhm.
and they make honey bears, and they mix two of them in a pint glass, and it's actually really good. The honey balances out the berry taste. Yeah, so that's an interesting flavor too. But I guess I won't be sharing those with you guys if you're not into that.
I'm not into the berry kind of stuff.
Okay.
No, not for me.
Yeah, I usually just drink Grain Belt. It's usually my main staple.
Okay. And that's out of Minnesota too, so.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah. That's close to home for you?
Yeah. Yep. Only about an hour away.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty nice brewery. Have you ever been there?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a really cool brewery.
Nice.
Yeah. right on the Cottonwood River there.
Okay. So for our first episode here, we figured we'd do a little introduction of ourselves, tell you a little bit about why we're doing the podcast, what got us interested in this, as well as a little bit of information about ourselves. And so I guess I'll give that a start. My name is Nick Wobig. I grew up in Pine Island, Minnesota, which is just north of Rochester by about 15 miles. Went there K through 12. And then went to college at the University of Wisconsin-Superior for 4 years, studying mass communications with a concentration in interactive media. And after that, didn't really know if I wanted to go into the field. Took a year off, went back for elementary education, and learned very quickly that was not my cup of tea. And I heard about this program at Lake Superior College that is a media studies and production, and it's the hands-on, the nitty-gritty kind of stuff. And I'm learning very quickly that I really enjoy that kind of atmosphere. So that's where I'm going to school right now. And I guess some hobbies and stuff that I have. Really enjoy watching college football. Not following the NFL at this point very much at all. And my favorite beers, I guess, just about anything. I'm really starting to. I started off the same kind of route that Steve did in the Coors Light kind of atmosphere. Started getting into stouts, porters, a lot of the really dark beers, as well as the ambers, and just recently started to dabble in some of the EPAs, IPAs, stuff like that. So trying to broaden my horizons in the beer world, and I think this will be a great opportunity to be able to do that. So,
my name is Earl Mock. I'm from Blue Earth, Minnesota, as I mentioned earlier, and I got a 4-year degree from South Dakota State University for history, and I was originally planning on teaching, but found out, pretty soon that I didn't really want to go that route. But I finished my degree and then decided to come up here for media studies and production. And so my hobbies include hunting and fishing and listening to music and all that good stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, usually, like I said, I usually drink Grain Belt, so that's my usual go-to beer. But I like the stouts and the porters. I really enjoy those beers this time of year.
Great.
Hello, I'm Stephen Elwell, and I'm from Rochester, Minnesota, so I'm a little bit near Nick, where he's from. I actually grew up in Rochester just from 3rd grade till up. So 3rd grade through, otherwise I was in the Twin Cities area with my family in there, and then, that happened. And then I went to high school at Lourdes High School in Rochester, Minnesota. Then I went from there to 2 years at RCTC, their community college down there. I was there for probably 2 years, and then they decided I was going into mass communications, and they had all the classes my freshman year, but then towards my next sophomore year, they started cutting the classes, so I had to try to look for somewhere new, and I found the LSC Media Studies program, and I decided to make the move from Rochester to come all the way up here, and I've enjoyed it ever since. And it's just been a good choice for me in my future, because I want to get into more of maybe a radio side or TV, because I right now currently work at the TV station at KBJR and KDAL, and I work there. And I also, my favorite beers is light beer. I don't like dark beers, but I'll try them once in a while. I'm more of a Coors kind of guy. That's my go-to beer. Coors, I get the 16 ounces and I'm ready for the weekend. And I'll do that. But no, I'll try different bars and different breweries on what they have on tap there. I'm more of a lighter guy, so I'll go more light beer off that. Yeah, that's me. I'm Steve, and we'll just keep on rolling here.
So we're going to get into a little sports here. We got some ESPN on in the background here. Just showed some stuff about the AFC and NFC championship games. So, Steven, why don't you lead us into that a little bit?
All right. Those games were pretty much. One was a good game, and the other one was a complete blowout. The AFC Championship game was pretty good with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady possibly meeting for the last time. This game started out quick with Manning running down the field, getting a touchdown right away, and he got 2 in the first half, I believe, with Owen Daniels. And then basically Tom Brady came back, and the game ended up with a 20-18 victory for the Broncos, but Tom Brady had a chance at the end, and I thought that was going to be pretty much almost Tom Brady coming back. They scored the touchdown, and
then they went for the 2-point.
Yeah, then they went. Yeah,
they would have made the 2-point conversion. They would have tied the game up.
Yeah, they could have tied the game, but they didn't, and it was a gutsy call. It had to be called because it was basically like a minute left in the game.
Less, yeah. It was a minute or less.
Yeah, minute or less in the game, and it was just a great game to watch at the end. And then basically the NFC Championship game was just a beat down by the Panthers. The Panthers basically handled the Cardinals.
Yeah, I stopped watching that after a while.
Yeah.
This isn't even a game anymore.
Yeah, I know. Cam Newton came out to play that game, and he ran for 2 touchdowns, and he just set the bar for the Panthers. And I think the Super Bowl that's going to be coming up in about probably another 2 weeks or a week and a half-ish. I think this Super Bowl is probably going to be one of the best, and it's Super Bowl 50, so it's going to be bringing up a lot of blast from the past and see how these two teams will handle each other. I think that'll be.
I think it'll be a good game, and it might be Peyton Manning's last game ever too.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of probably a lot of press coverage towards Super Bowl week. It's just gonna be, is Peyton gonna come back? Is he? I don't think so. I think you saw this year with his injuries and stuff. I think this is gonna be the last straw for him. I think this is gonna be the last dance.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been playing for how many years?
It's almost 16.
Because he's 38.
Yeah.
So if he started when he was 22, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can just tell, right, like what happened this year with the strain on his body and stuff like that, and having Brock Osweiler come in. I think Brock Osweiler did a good manageable to get the Broncos the number 1 seed, but Manning came back in the last game, and he looked like Peyton Manning, and I think he's determined to win a championship and go the way that his boss, John Elway, did, and went out with the championship.
Yeah.
I was watching I unfortunately missed the games, but watched a lot of the highlights and stuff from the Panthers game, and just watching Cam Newton, it's unbelievable how athletic that guy is. And they said, I mean, he's like 2 or 3 inches shorter than LeBron James with the same kind of body type. And
he's like a linebacker body.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's fun to watch when you do watch him, But I don't even remember what we were doing last Sunday. I think nursing a hangover probably, but but what's new in that sense, I guess.
It's gonna be feeling really weird though, not having any NFL games. There's a Pro Bowl, but who watches the Pro Bowl though?
No one.
No one does. So I think it's gonna be just a boring weekend without NFL. But then the big dance comes, the big game, Super Bowl 50. It's gonna be that next weekend, and it's just gonna be awesome to watch the game and see how these two teams handle each other.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Do you guys have any plans for the big game at all, or going out bar hopping or party or?
Me and the guys next door to my house are thinking about maybe throwing a kegger, because it would be a perfect timing, perfect perfect day to do that. But we're in the Minnesota side, so we're gonna probably order it probably in Superior, probably our keg, so we can pick it up in the morning.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we're gonna try charging people like $10 too, $10 or $15 for the keg, because we're gonna order. I think we're gonna order a bunch of pizzas too. So
Nice.
yeah, we're gonna go the night before, probably the night before, and grab a bunch of pizzas for the game the next day. So
Do Papa Murphy style?
yeah, we want to go Papa Murphy's for that. But I think our goal is to buy a keg for our Super Bowl party.
That'd be great. Yeah, we don't have any plans yet. I guess last year we went to our local the bar that my fiance and I usually go to is it's called the Belknap Lounge, and it's great. They have a big projector and all the TVs in there. I think there's 8 TVs plus, and it's just a fun place to watch sports and that type of deal. They have drink specials, and I guess usually the last couple of years, I guess they've had a bunch of prizes and stuff like that you can win throughout the day. Coney dogs at halftime and that kind of deal. So usually a good place to go, and cheap beer.
Yeah, I bet there is a bunch of cheap beer that day.
Yeah, it's always good.
Man, I was it last year. I was supposed to, I wasn't supposed to work. I worked at a pizza joint, and they kept calling me on Super Bowl night to order or deliver them pizzas, but I just ignored them. Ignored the call because I didn't want to go into work, knowing that I could make a little bit more money, but I would rather watch the game. And last year's Super Bowl was a good game with the interception at the last drive.
Absolutely.
Was it? Oh yeah,
it was Seattle and the Patriots, and the Patriots got that interception by Malcolm Butler at the end. Yeah,
I was at the family cabin, and the digital antenna wasn't working, so
that sucks.
Yeah, so I kind of missed out on that one.
Yeah,
it's trying to think why I don't remember it, because I usually watch a Super Bowl every year. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes for a fun Sunday, and kind of that melancholy feeling, I guess, where or bittersweet feeling, where you get the best game of the year potentially. I mean, who knows? Some years it's just a garbage game.
2 years ago when Seattle was in it again against Denver, that was a blowout right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, how many points did Denver even score? Like
7, I think, or something. It was like lower. I can't remember what it was, but Denver did not look good in that game.
No, they looked terrible.
Yeah, then we got how many months until the season starts again, and wait for the draft, I guess. And
draft in May, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a while, there's not going to be anything to watch on Sundays.
Well, they'll have that national hockey game at like 11, but you have to wake up for that. But
yeah,
the hangovers.
Yeah.
Probably won't even wake up for that.
Have you been paying attention to the Wild?
Oh yeah, for sure. The Wild though, they've gone in a big skid right now. They're they've won
in the last 10. They won 3, lost 6.
Yeah, that's not good.
Overtime.
Yeah, it was not good the other night. The other night they didn't show that they could put the game away. They gave up a goal with probably like less than a minute left to Arizona, and it was a Dubnik error right there around, and he gave the puck up, and they scored right off the rebound there, and we went to overtime, and they got the extra point with that. So the Wild are in this January slump. They've been in this slump. Probably last year was the worst because they went out and got Devin Dubnik.
Yeah, that's when they picked him up.
Yeah, that's when they picked him up when they first were slumping. And I went to a bunch of games last year, and once before Dubnik, I went to like 3 or 4 before Dubnik. We just didn't show that we could score, and we didn't have a goaltender that could be liable for us. But then once Dubnik came last year, he was the savior. He was like,
yeah, we won.
We rattled off.
How many games, like away games, did we win in a row?
Yeah.
It was a ridiculous amount. Yeah, I remember that because before, Kemper just was not pulling his weight.
No, he wasn't.
And Backstrom is, pretty much worthless.
He's old. We were supposed to cut him this summer, but guess what? He had an injury, so we couldn't cut him. So he's still on the roster still, but we sit him every game. But that's kind of our way right now. But
yeah, what we need is a decent backup goalie. Because you can't expect Kemper to,
Well,
or not Kemper, Dubnik to, be the goalie every game.
Well, like Dubnik though, this season he's going to the All Star game for his first time. He's the only wild player to go to the All Star game, and it's actually the All Star break now. This All Star game will be this Sunday or Saturday, I believe.
Probably
They're doing a new format this year. They're doing 3-on-3 against each other. So each division in the NHL will have three players from their division in there, and plus a goalie. So yeah, it's a whole new format. They want to get less scoring, I believe, because like last year I watched it. It was a complete joke to watch because it was like 15-20 or something like that. It was just like a goal every second, and it was not fun to watch seeing the players. But now with this new 3-on-3 format, it's going to be a lot better, and it's going to be fast, and I think players are want to play this a lot more because then they get maybe better skills and show off their skills better, because it was not fun for the goalies, but I think now they're going to make it fun with the goalies with 3-on-3.
Yeah, it should be entertaining to watch, definitely. Yeah, I wonder when that game's going to be. I'm sure.
It's January 31st, and that is on Sunday. Is that Sunday?
Yeah, that's Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking Super Bowl Sundays.
No.
No way they would have a game.
Right.
No. There's not. There's 2 All-Star games, I think, this weekend. It's the Pro Bowl, and then it's the NHL All-Star game.
Okay.
So we'll have those to watch this weekend.
I like how they do that in the middle of the season, though. I mean, them in baseball, and I guess basketball does it too.
Yeah.
They have the All-Star break right in the middle, and I guess it's kind of hard to do that with a 16-week schedule, for the NFL.
NFL, yeah.
What was it? I was reading an article on ESPN, and it was saying it was the lowest, like, it's going to be like one of the most ever people declining to go to this Pro Bowl. In the last couple days, they've been trying to look for different players and stuff, and it's been the most declined Pro Bowl that people don't want to play. And I think the NFL needs to look at this and try to get something going. And I know it sucks for them. And plus, I don't think people will watch the Pro Bowl this weekend because it's a complete joke. In my mind.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, here's the article. It says, as of Tuesday afternoon, the official number of players either voted to the Pro Bowl or added as an alternate had reached 133. That's the highest number in NFL history, according to Elias Sports Bureau Research, and well beyond the previous high of 119 set after the 2009 season. A total of 86 players were originally voted to the game to be played Sunday in Honolulu. It will be televised at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Players decline invitations for a variety of reasons, including injuries and whether they are a member of a Super Bowl entrant. But this year has produced an increased number of players who just simply weren't interested. So that says a lot right there.
Yeah, it sucks for the probably for the fans. It sucks for the team probably because they want to be represented at the Pro Bowl. But I can see why players don't want to play because they probably don't want to. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to miss family stuff. I don't know. Because they're with their team, and most families relocate to like their home base right after the end of the season. And I bet they just don't want to get up and go to the Pro Bowl.
That's a good point too. I guess I didn't really think about it in that way. They have lives outside of football. Why would you want to? You got enough money to fly your family and yourself down to Hawaii whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Why would you play a meaningless game where you could get hurt? And I mean, I guess especially for the teams that that made the playoffs or did really well in the playoffs, Packers, Patriots, and them. Why risk a great team and send your greatest
game.
Exactly sending your greatest players on a meaningless game? That's I guess it's risky. You have a lot of time to recover and everything, but I mean, some things you don't bounce back from.
Yeah, you could get seriously hurt during that game, and yeah, like you said, it just doesn't really seem worth the risk for the players. And as Steve said earlier, it's kind of an inconvenience for them to go out of their hometown or their home base to get back together for this one game.
Right.
Yeah, and plus, like, basically this whole Pro Bowl right now, like a couple years ago they switched it to like a fantasy draft kind of deal where like 2 Hall of Famers will pick players for their team, but now it's just turned into a big 7-on-7. The linemen don't really matter in this game either. If a running back runs, it's going to be for like 10 yards and a first down already. So they need changes for this Pro Bowl.
I definitely hear you. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a music break. This is a song that Earl brought in. It's called Winnebago Love by Known Only Locally. It's on their 1978 album, I Have to Wonder.
I was 2 days out of Frisco and broke a country band. Had some Polynesian pleasures on California sand, but it all came down to fusion and understand. Highway 80 up through Iowa. Then a brand new mobile cruiser poured its head hard on me. I was thinking of passing more in a kind of retreat. She was blonde and tall and long. Not gone far, but have some studio looking big. How'd you like to sing your line? Keep me away, and at least I get you far away. Winnebago love, she's on for the road. Winnebago love, seldom ever told. I wanna touch your arm, I wanna feel your skin. Winnebago love, oh, she's gone again. She just laughed, said her home on wheels was named Elizabeth Van, for the daughter of a brother of a man in Bethlehem. We've been seeing friends in Eugene for a while, heading back to Pennsylvania, some kind of drive.
That was Winnebago Love by Known Only Locally. They were a local band around the Bemidji area, and in the 70s, and I don't know how much further they went after that. But I came across it going through my uncle's vinyl records one day, and it looked kind of interesting, and he told me it was a good album, so I figured I'd check it out. And
Yeah, that was a really cool song.
yeah, thanks. I really enjoy it, and it has a really good melody and a good beat and everything, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Are you into that kind of music then, or is that
Yeah.
something you found?
Yeah, I like that kind of, country folk sort of music. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of an older style of country,
Right.
folky sort of country. So
Oh, that's awesome.
With folk music though, a little bit of folk music kind of lingo, but not lingo. I'm just little folk music is like Trampled by Turtles. Have you heard of them?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
from here. They're from Duluth. They're awesome. They're a good band. Sometimes that's my go-to playlist. If it is just a hard night or something, I'll just go to like some Trampled by Turtles with the blow jug and with the little mandolins and stuff like that. It's fun to listen to, and it just pumps you up a little bit.
and the fiddle playing.
Fiddle.
Really good,
And the
too.
fiddle playing is pretty good too.
Yeah, if you can find yourself a good fiddle player, I mean that adds so much. I mean, even in normal country music, every once in a while, they'll throw in that fiddle and everything, and it adds a lot to it.
Oh, definitely.
But
I like newer country though. The country that's nowadays is switching into more of pop country. If you notice that, some country artists will have like a little rap going too with their song.
I hate that.
It's just not going back. Like when I was growing up, my parents always had like Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney on, and they actually had pretty good music and stuff like that. And it's nowadays it's just country pop, and it's just
Well, yeah, and a lot of them don't even have banjos or fiddles, or it's just like pop rock,
yeah,
exactly.
All this new bro country.
bro country. That's what it
I
is.
heard that. I heard that term the first time like 2 weeks ago.
What?
And then it describes it perfectly.
It is.
Oh,
It's bro
and-
country.
They're just the biggest bro douchebags.
Just terrible.
Yeah, it's like talking about beer, girls in short skirts, getting them drunk, taking them to a secluded area.
Yeah.
having their way with them.
Right on in my truck.
Yeah,
We party out in the sticks.
yeah. It's like I was just like sort of like sexual assault sort of thing.
There's this new guy. I guess I don't know how new he is or whatever, but there's a song where he starts off with
Is it?
it's like he's talking.
Is it Sam Hunt?
Is it? Yeah, I think it's Sam Hunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's he talks and then he at the end of a sentence or whatever he starts singing. And then
I think I know what song
yeah,
you're
it
talking
just
about.
goes in and out
Hey,
of
girl.
talking and stuff. Yeah.
it's
Hey,
really
girl.
annoying.
Yeah.
But hey, girls like that, I guess. So whatever.
They're selling records. They're on the radio.
Yeah. People like that.
Yeah.
It's not for me. Not for me at all.
Yeah, no. There was one new country guy that college buddy of mine told me about. He's not on the new country radios or anything.
Okay.
His name's Sturgill Simpson. He's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that and get him on get the song on the show. I guess not get him on the show. That might be a few weeks.
Yeah.
That country music.
But what other kind of music do you listen to then? Is it mostly country or classic country?
A lot of classic country, then classic rock and oldies and stuff like. So I listen to a lot of Bob Dylan. I'm a huge.
Oh,
fan.
okay.
Oh,
So
hey, Minnesota connection.
yeah. And then the band. Listen to a lot of the band. And then I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not.
No,
I have
haven't.
not.
I thought you were gonna finish your sentence.
The
like,
band.
the band.
The band.
It's called The Band.
Oh, okay.
The band.
Yeah. But they were kind of late 60s into the 70s kind of rock. They played kind of a widespread genre of, Americana sort of music. So,
Oh, that's cool.
so yeah. Yeah, then listen, like I always like the old Motown and, soul and hard.
Yeah,
Stuff too.
yeah.
You know, those are just kind of catchy, fun songs.
Yeah, it's like some '50s music and stuff like that too. And getting back that far. Or...
Yeah, I like some '50s music. I love blues music too.
Nice.
So you know, some of that old Robert Johnson stuff is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. How about you, Steve? What do you listen to?
My music is probably all over the place. Like summertime, I'll listen to country. It doesn't matter. I'll like it. I'll just listen to it with the windows down or whatever. I like my favorite genre though is probably alternative. I like Mumford and Sons, Coldplay. Imagine Dragons is one of my favorite bands. They're pretty good. I've seen them live in concert once, and it was probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I just like that alternative vibe, though. Like, you can hear the music, you can hear what they're saying. It's not like rap or anything where you can't understand them half the time. Yeah. So, no, I like alternative. You can just feel the music, feel the vibe, and it's really calm. And it's not. Some of it is not like heavy doses and stuff like that. But no, I like any kind of music, but my favorite is probably alternative.
Oh, that's awesome. That's one genre I never really got into, and people always, I mean, you know, everyone asks, what kind of music are you into? And my answer is always everything. And there is some new country, I have to admit it, that I get into. I guess I don't know how new you'd consider like Zach Brown band.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, Josh Turner, love Josh Turner. And as far as the bro country douchebags, I don't know if you consider Luke Bryan in that category, but
yeah, he's on the borderline.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of a lot of his songs too. Mostly classic country. I love Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, going back there, and
So you had a Conway Twitty vinyl.
yes,
sitting out.
yep. Starting my vinyl collection off with some of my favorites anyway. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to listen to in that quality, and then singing along. That's always a necessity in my life anyway. But
I try to sing along, but it doesn't work out.
No one wants to hear me sing along to any of that, to any music ever.
Yeah. But so yeah, I mean that kind of stuff. I'm actually really into gospel music, like gospel quartets and stuff. I've been in choir. I mean, between the youth choir at church, and then into high school, middle school, high school, college. I was in the UWS a cappella choir for 4 years, men's ensemble, stuff like that. And that's a blast. And that's the kind of music that we sang was all a cappella, or mostly a cappella. There was some with accompaniments and stuff like that. But yeah, I was a bass singer. And so listening to the professional people who sing in quartets and stuff, it's crazy to see and hear how low these guys can go and stuff like that. So it's always a little goal of mine to be able to sing along with the bass singer and see how that goes. But sometimes I can hit it. But man, those guys they're powerful, you know.
Yeah.
But
and years of work and all that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, they're just very, very talented singers to begin with.
Yep.
You know. So
Yeah. Yep. And then I guess I'm into like Guns N' Roses and stuff too. I love a lot of their songs, AC/DC, some of the considered popular classic rock.
Okay.
Love that kind of stuff. So
Did you hear the news about Guns N' Roses though? They're headlining at Coachella in California.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yes, they're headlining for the first time in forever. They're bringing back the band back together because they've been apart for a while, and now they're gonna do like this reunite, and it's at Coachella.
that'll be fun. Do you guys go to music festivals at all? Or...
I don't really yet, but a bunch of my friends want to go. I have a bunch of friends that are going to Summerfest, whatever, in Wisconsin in Wisconsin, or is it Summerfest or Soundfest, or I can't remember what it's called, but it's in Wisconsin. But I have a bunch of friends that are going to Electric Forest, and that's in Michigan.
Okay.
UP, and that's already sold out.
Oh, when is that?
This in the middle of July, I believe.
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
sure. It's already sold out, and I think it's just a well-known concert that people just keep going to every year and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just doesn't seem to me like it would be fun at all.
Going
I
to
mean,
a music festival.
Yeah, I guess I hate being around people.
Yeah.
Like if there's a huge crowd of people, especially when you mix alcohol. And I mean, seriously though, it's
People really, it's just like a horde of just drunken stupidness.
yeah, and that's hard for me to handle, I guess. I mean, it's different going and sitting at a bar and, you get, I mean, every once in a while you get the rowdy person or people, but being around it for an entire weekend with alcohol in my system, that's kind of a recipe for disaster in my world anyway. But yeah, I mean, Wii Fest and stuff like that sounds like it would be a lot of fun, but I could go for like the headline concert and then I want to go home.
Yeah. I went to Wii Fest in 2010. That was it was fun. I don't know if I'd go and do it again.
Yeah.
On those things. But, the best one I went to was Boo Dance Jam 2006.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They had just a fantastic lineup. It was Steve Miller Band, the Guess Who, Heart, Doobie Brothers, Steppenwolf, Ted Nugent, Alice Cooper. They were there.
Wow.
So it just had just the best lineup I've ever
Holy
seen.
Yeah,
crap.
I've heard a lot of really good things about that concert series. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a good time. Yeah, I was only 16 at the time too, so that was kind of crazy.
No drinking for Earl, huh?
Sure.
Uh,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Otherwise, I haven't been to any good concerts, for a while, or I haven't gone to any concerts. The last one I went to was Trampled by Turtles in Sioux Falls.
that sounds like a lot of fun. This summer, I want to this summer I'm gonna probably stay up here in Duluth, and hopefully they have some good concert series going on. I haven't really explained or experienced like that, but in Rochester they have in the summertime they have like every Sunday. They have the
Concerts in the park.
Yeah,
right?
concerts in the park. And
Yeah.
I hopefully Duluth has something like that this summer, so I can go check it out because.
Yeah, they have a great venues to be able to do it,
at
but I don't.
Bayfront, yeah.
I've never seen them do that. I mean, they have a couple little music festivals for a weekend or whatever.
Yeah,
but
when I was up here earlier this year, when I was up here in September, they had like some was it 80 or it was like 80s hair band weekend or something like that, and they had a bunch of like you could hear it from my house to Bayfront, and you could hear like the 80s music going down there, and that was pretty fun to hear from way up, but you could hardly hear it, but you could hear it just a little tad that you can distinguish it.
I think they had Hairball
Yeah,
that
Hairball,
weekend too. Yeah, that's what I think that was their headliner.
Yeah, a little Minnesota band or whatever.
Yeah.
I know every year they have the Bayfront Blues Festival.
Yo, that would be a blast to go see.
I went to I did see Devin Allman, Greg Allman's son.
Oh, okay.
There a few years back. That was pretty good.
Is he any good or is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, it was the first time I ever actually spent a lot of time in Duluth, the city itself.
Oh, okay.
I was 21, so I was able to check out all the bars and everything. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty good time.
There's a lot of great bars in Duluth and Superior. I mean, that was actually a goal of my fiance and I were trying to go to every bar in Superior before we leave.
Oh, I thought you meant in one night.
Oh no, God no!
Let's go.
No, that would that's a recipe for disaster right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna try to do it anyway, I think. And yeah, there's just a lot. You got East End Superior, you got South End, and yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah,
All these
surprisingly large space.
Yeah. And the population isn't that big either. It's like 13 or 16,000 people. And as you drive around Superior, you're just like, where are they? I mean, it's so dispersed and,
Yeah.
Which is nice, I guess. It's, your lawn doesn't have to be the size of your pickup in the back,
Yeah, I remember driving in West Duluth for something,
Oh.
and I was just completely lost because I never really spent much time there, so
Yeah.
I had no idea
What
where
I
was
wouldn't
going.
West Duluth is just not the place for me to go hang out.
Yeah, I just don't know where anything is located in that area.
It's
I just get confused.
like where the area I live, I like know where everything is now since living there for like close to 4 or 5 months now, and it's kind of neat to like memorize everything around the area. So I need to go here. Oh, I'm already there. And like when I first moved up here, I didn't know where anything was, so I'd use my phone the whole time.
Yeah. And I've been up here for 6 years now, and I still don't know my way around. I mean, I know the places that I need to go and that I want to go, but beyond that, I mean, if someone, even from LSC to work, I didn't realize that there was a road that took me pretty much straight there. I had to go back down to Superior Street and then find Masaba and go up the hill. I mean, I had no idea, and then
Yeah.
it took me GPSing it, which is what I should have done in the first place. But I realized I was like 2.5 miles away instead of driving 8. But
Yeah, for me, I know like where the school is, where I could get my groceries, haircut, and then my apartment, the bars.
There we go.
It's necessities right there.
Yeah.
Bare essentials.
And then the liquor store 2 blocks away from me. That's
There we go.
You need that.
yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't. I mean, when I was living in Brookings, South Dakota,
Yeah.
SDSU, I actually didn't know anything like south of the railroad tracks because you never needed to go there except for like Hy-Vee and the liquor store.
Oh yeah.
So those were the only 2 places you would ever go to. Otherwise, there were like 10 bars within 2 blocks of downtown Brookings. So like you could hit up all the bars pretty easily, know where those were, and
That's nice.
yeah. Then everything else, school and everything else, was just north on the north side of the tracks. So
Nice.
just didn't. And the houses were a lot nicer on the south side of the tracks because there weren't a bunch of college kids living there, just destroying the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel like going to bars here. It's just a bunch of college kids. Well, I'm in college still, so it's like, they're a bunch of young 21-year-olds. Well, I'm the youngest in this group, so I am 21. So it's like, it's my age group, but it's just a lot of them. You don't see any of the older crowds anymore.
Yeah, I really don't go down to the bars that often.
This weekend I will be. My twin brother's coming up from Rochester, or not Rochester, from the Twin Cities. So he's coming up here, and I'm gonna try show him a good time.
Yeah, you got to do that. There's a lot of fun to be had up here.
Yeah,
It's crazy. We'd like to thank everybody for checking out our podcast, Crack a Beer. If you enjoyed it, please check us out on Twitter at crackabeermn or on Facebook at facebook.com/crackabeermn. Thanks again for checking us out. Hope to see you again next week.